Hi, friends. Um, let's talk about handyman. Handyman, the one that you call. A handyman that left a card at a restaurant table, or other people leave cards for various other services, but there'll be two or three cards by handymen. Let's talk about some that I've called and referred. Well, let's talk about handymen that rip off people first. Rip off the people. Maybe not the first or second visit, but the third or fourth. I use them myself, and I've referred them. And I'm going to just tell you a real bad story first. This handyman used to work for a company here, he and his partner. So I called him up to see if he'd cut grass, and he would, and he gave a good price, and he did a better job cutting grass than anybody else, he and his partner, and weed eating. So I referred him to other people. The end result is he could do anything, he said. So if a person needed woodworking done to fix something in their home, like the floor in the bathroom, for example. That was an example. Or to fix the wood on the way out as you walk. It had become damaged, and he was to redo it. And his price was okay. Price was fine. No problem about it till things started disappearing. Now, not only in one day at Bob's house, he had a workshop full of not only wood, but all the tools that you'd use, including saws and wrenches and just anything. He could build anything. He could build anything. Actually, he could. He would build birdhouses just to give away, have something to do. He's 96 years old. I'm going to see him tomorrow. Name's Bob. Well, I mention this because one day he went down and he didn't do a good job at all replacing the wood on the walkway down, because Bob uses a scooter, and the spaces between where the wood was, instead of being like this, like they're supposed to, it was like this. Now, Bob redid it all. But what I'm going to tell you is something that we only are speculating on. Some of that very day, his tools were missing, a good number of them, and a lot of his 2x4s were missing. Now, the same day, he had work to do for me. And you won't believe this, but we didn't have any complaints really, except our keys were missing. And I've never found them again, and it's been about a year. Just to replace the car key in my Rev, it's a Rev, I guess, Toyota Rev, cost $350 because it was electronic key. $350. Had to replace the other keys too. And also change all the locks in the house because the keychain had all the keys to the house in it. Now that's just one example. Another example of a person that he was a minister that did part-time work, and somebody else had referred him, but he did grass cutting, fairly reasonable. He could do a lot of other things like repair houses, do light construction and all that. And anyhow, he was doing a good job, charging a fair price. And like I said, he was a preacher. I saw on his photos on his cell phone the church he worked at, and also we saw a house he had been working on building for some handicapped people. So it was a small church, of course, or he couldn't have done all that, but he did that, and here's how it went. She paid him in advance because she thought she might not be there the day he came. He never came. He never cut the grass. He never answered her phone calls. Well, I had hired him one time to do some work, and he left without doing the complete job. And I called him back, and thank goodness he was still in my town, and he came back with his wife and finished the job. Well, after I heard my friend couldn't get any replies after she had prepaid cutting grass for this preacher, I called him up. And I, not critical, I just said, you know, Kate's been trying to get hold of you, and you haven't been able to get back with her. And he said, well, you know how things are. You've been in counseling before, and you know things just don't always work out the way you hope them to, which to me had nothing to do with the fact that he wasn't going to refund her money. If he just refunded her money, that would have been the Christian thing to do. Okay, let's see what else we can talk about here. Those two are where people actually got taken advantage of either by taking things. Like I had to buy I did have to pay the $350 for a new set of keys for my Toyota Rev, and we don't know what else other than having to replace all the locks in the house and basement and garage. And Bob had to redo the last job that he did. The wood was about that far apart, and see, he had a wheelchair and also a scooter. He's 96 now, and if one of those wheels got caught in a gap like that, you can just imagine what a handicapped man of 96 has to deal with that lives alone. Okay, now, finally, let's talk about the people that you may have hired once and they did a good job. They didn't overcharge. But what happens is they'll say they'll always call you back. Always call you back. Let me put this on pause.